Yo guys, I think I had my mic off there to begin with, so it's on now. Again, I was just grinding for some, obviously, credits for some money in Gran Turismo, and the game's offline again, so I don't know if the servers are down or if the game's just broken again. You know, the last time this happened, they had to, you know, there's a chance that everybody could lose their data, you know, so they had to like do a huge fix. So, you know, I'm googling for information here, but I can't see anything about it, so I'm just trying to get some information about it, but nothing's coming up. Yeah, so this is just another example of, you know, how bad this game is. I mean, you know, the game's good in a lot of ways, but you know, it's bad in so much other ways. For example, the servers are really bad at the best of times. So obviously, you know, if the servers have gone down this time, it's just an example of how poor the Gran Turismo 7, you know, and Polyphony Digital servers are. You know, you would think that, you know, Polyphony Digital would have something, you know, an update on their Twitter or something, you know, to tell people what's going on here. You know, just another example of, you know, their lack of transparency. Yeah, so obviously we'll wait for this to come back online. I mean, you know, it's just shocking that there's no update from them yet. You know, their last tweet was yesterday. You know, and this is another example of, you know, how bad this game is. You can't play it you can't play it offline. You know, so when you're offline, you've got like a limited what's it called? You know, like car list, track list, everything. So again, if anybody knows, you know, what's going on, put it in the live chat there. You know, it says we've got 4 people in here, so as I said, I've checked Polyphony Digital and there's no update on their Twitter. But you know, I think everybody's pretty much clueless at this point. You know what's going on. Now I think we can actually change the cars. You know, once we actually get into the race, I believe. You know, because obviously the last time Gran Turismo 7 broke, you know, somebody in the live chat says you can still take your cars out that's in your garage, but there's no paint job on them. So whatever there was, you know, when you bought the car, whatever paint the car was when you bought it, you know, that's the paint that's going to be on your car. Unless they've patched that, but I highly doubt it. It's Gran Turismo after all. Yeah, so I'll periodically check, you know, Twitter to see when this game's coming back online. You know, if it comes back online. Today, that is. There's still nothing on their Twitter. I'll check their website. Oh wait, hold on, you can't change car here. Wait, hold on, car settings. How did we do this before? Yeah, there's nothing on their home page either. There's no update. You know, on GranTurismo.com. Yeah, so the last time this happened, it went down for, oh, I mean, how long was it? It was, you know, was it a day and a half or something like that? You know, the last time this game broke. Right, we'll see what we can do here. We can try and get access to our garage. Yeah, I'm on their website here and it says notice sport mode connectivity issues fixed. You know, that was 7 days ago, and you can clearly see it's not fixed. Yeah, so all we can do is, you know, check their Twitter, check their website. You know, just keep on Googling for any information about, you know, what's happened here. Does anyone know what's happened? Yeah, so it's all speculation at this point. So it's, I mean, it's clearly something big, where, you know, the whole game's gone offline. You know, they haven't given an update or anything about it. You know, that's probably about half an hour now it's been down, and there's not like a tweet, you know, telling us what's going on or anything. Right, how do we actually play our... Yeah, it's not letting me reconnect. Can anybody remember how to play with your own cars in the garage? Unless you've stopped, yeah, unless you're not able to anymore. Yeah, can anyone remember how you play with your own cars in the garage here? Right, game mode selection. Are we holding this at time trial maybe? And maybe we've got to go into time trial. So you obviously can't race other cars. Yeah, so you obviously can't race other cars when you're offline, so you just have to go into time trial. Yeah, so we'll just keep on testing to see, you know, when this game, you know, so there's a reconnect mode up here, you know, when the game does come back online. So, you know, and I'm googling for, you know, information online, but you know, the last time this happened we never got an update. You know, it was about probably about 2 days or more before we got an update the last time this game broke. So we'll see what happens this time. Right, so time trial. Yeah, I think we can change the car once we get into the time trial and get something, you know, it's in our own garage. Yeah, there's still nothing on their Twitter. Oh yeah, nice one. Right, we're into our own cars here. Yeah, can anyone else think about where to find information out in this? I mean, I've tried their Twitter, tried their homepage, you know, their google.com. You know, can't find any information out about this at all. Yeah, there's Facebook, but I don't have Facebook. But yeah, so you can't race any other cars if you're, you know, with your own vehicles. Oh, what's this? I tried to take out the R33 GTR there, but obviously pulled out the wrong car. That says R33. So why is it not giving me my car? But you can't even tune. You can't. Oh, there were car settings. Yeah, see, it's just got a black picture up there because obviously the game's offline, so you can't see the car. Wait, hold on. The last time I was on live, you couldn't hear my voice over the car engine, so I'll turn the car engine down. Cheech is saying it's 4 AM in Japan. I don't think anyone will get out of bed to tweet about it. Well, the last time this happened, you know, they didn't respond to the game being broken for 2 days, Cheech. So I wouldn't expect them to, you know, even if it was 4 PM, you wouldn't expect them to talk about it. Do you remember the last time this game broke last year? Nobody knew anything for like a day until a day and a half later. That was probably just under 2 days later they told people. Yeah, so I'll just they wouldn't respond if it was 4 p.m. Yeah, so they better give it, like last time they did, last time they broke the game, there was a chance of losing everybody's saved data, so, and we got like 1 million credits for it, so they better give us some sort of, compensation again for, it's hard enough to make money in this game, at the best of times, let alone when, when the game's down like this. Right, sound volume. Yes, I normally have it right up the engine noise, but I'll have to put it down. So that's the biggest complaint on my YouTube channel, is the sound quality from the mic. Yeah, I'll just do a mic test now, actually, just to make sure you can hear my voice. Yeah, I'll just do a mic test now, actually, just to make sure you can hear my voice. Yeah, I could hear that there. Yeah, this Nürburgring 24-hour track of the Nordschleife was what was it? Part of the daily races, and I think it was a lap time challenge as well. So like I normally just do the Nordschleife. That's the North Loop in Germany. In German. But when I was going to Time Attack, I realised how rusty I was at this circuit. So like from now on, I'll just do the behemoth, the North Loop and the Grand Prix circuit mixed together. To try to keep my skills up in the Grand Prix version of this track as well. Yeah, so I'm just gonna play until it comes back online, and hopefully if somebody gets an update before me, they can put it in the live chat there. Get back to the good old money grinding. There's nothing good about it at all, actually. You need 24, roughly about 24 minutes to earn 700 grand. So, it's a very time-consuming process. So we can just speculate about what's happened, but it's clearly the servers are down. So what's caused them to go down? The last time this happened, it was there was a chance that they could have lost everybody's saved data, so they had to they had to do serious work to get it fixed. So I wonder if it's something similar. The game, is so broken they have to switch the servers off to try and rectify it. But yeah, the last time this happened, like I got like a viral live stream, and somebody said, oh, you can, in offline mode you can still take cars out in your garage, so like at least you can still half play the game, or say quarter play the game, even though the servers are switched off. This car's got some understeer. try and fix that after we do this lap. Yeah, so understeer, is exactly what it says. And it doesn't want to steer around the corner. Understeers for the corner. So rather than turning, it just wants to go straight off and hit the wall. So, and that's another bad thing about Gran Turismo, Polyphony Digital. They've changed the physics in this game. About 4 times they've changed the physics. And so once you've got your car tuned, and once you're getting used to the physics, they go and change it on you. And even with the last update, like, I noticed the cars get more air. The front of the car goes light. So I think they actually changed the physics in the last update, but they never told anybody. But I can feel it when I'm driving. Like when you go over a bump, the front lifts up. The front gets a lot more air. So I'm pretty sure they changed that. But they didn't include it in their update list. It would be under the category. Other changes were made as well, but they didn't. It's like a random changes were made. So. And that's really where you want to see where they're making changes as well. The ones that they're not telling you about. It's just like under the other section. Other updates were made as well. So I'm pretty sure they changed the physics again in terms of the cars getting more air. At the front they got. There's definitely more air that I've noticed. I love driving this car, the good old R33 GTR. This was in the first game, the one, Gran Turismo 1 back in 1997. So like my generation, we were the first to see, this car was the hero car for that game. So people of my generation, they grew up with this car, so even although we're it's over 25 years later, this is still one of my favourite cars to drive, even although there's much faster and better cars than this. I mean, look at that. I mean, look how beautiful this car is. Even in the stock form there in the Ghost, it's got a really nice paint job in this car. But you can see even when they've taken the paint job away because the game's offline, just how beautiful the car looks with its stock paint. Yeah, so I'll keep on checking for updates, you know, to see when this game comes back on. Hopefully it'll tell us, you know, it'll come up on the screen. I was checking for updates there, and we were still trying to drive at the same time. You can see I lost a lot of time to the Ghost there. Right, so this is us into the North Loop section of the Nordschleife, the Nürburgring. You know, but as I said earlier, I'm going to keep on doing the first section there, you know, the Grand Prix section of the track. You know, just to keep my skill level up for the, you know, for the Grand Prix section of the track. Yeah, so after this lap, we'll check to see if we can reconnect. But I doubt it. I know Cheech is in the at the wall. You know, Cheech would have put it down. You know, if the game is back online. Yeah, so you can see, like, you can gain time on the Ghost on the entry to a corner, but the Ghost gets a better exit, you know, and vice versa. Sometimes I'll lose time to the Ghost on a corner, but gain on the exit depending on the cornering speed, you know, and the line. But I'm deliberately staying behind the Ghost because, you know, this Nissan R33 GTR is so beautiful. You know, it's you know, it's just beautiful to look at it. You know, I think it's just under 1,000 horsepower, this car as well. So I remember in Gran Turismo 1, you know, like 25, well, over 25 years ago now, you know, this car was even more powerful. You know, I think it was just under, it was like 986 horsepower. in real life these cars can be tuned, to 2,500 horsepower. If you don't believe me, you can just Google that. You can see them on YouTube. With the exact same engine, the RB26 engine. Oh, just over driving there. Yeah, so there's a way to make the car handle better here. If you put it to, if you put the torque more to the rear. But then this car's got so much horsepower, you can create, massive oversteer. Basically you can start spinning the car out, if you put it too far to the rear. Now, in fact, we'll do one more lap though. That 7:51's not a very good time. Well, I mean, it's a good time, but I can do a lot better. Yeah, I didn't realise how rusty I was at this Grand Prix section, with the time attack challenges the other week there. So just got to, again, the old saying, practice makes perfect. Now 3 seconds up in the Ghost. Yeah, so I wonder how many people were, just playing the game, grinding for money, etc, etc, just playing this game, and then, getting kicked out like me. So, it's just crazy that there's not been an update from Polyphony Digital yet. Thunder, PlayStation servers down for you as well. Yeah, well, it looks like they're down for everybody. I've googled, what the problem is, But yeah, I'm playing the game in offline mode here, King Thunder, if that's why you're wondering. I don't even know why I'm racing this, because it says Wi-Fi is connected but can't even open Gran Turismo or PUBG or other games. No, I can play other games. It's just, well, I can play Gran Turismo, but the servers are down. So if you're having problems with, playing any other game, the servers are down for this game, but you should be able to play other games. So, disconnect your router, leave it a couple of minutes and start your router up again. Obviously turn your PlayStation off, leave it off for a couple of minutes, and then switch your router off and back on again. Again, leaving it for a couple of minutes, for it to be reset. In fact, pull the cord out of the back, because that'll give it a hard reset. So switch your PlayStation off. Take the power cord out from the back of it, and same with your router. Leave it a couple of minutes, and then switch it back on again. Maybe a hard reset might refresh things for you. But yeah, I'm playing this game in offline mode because the servers are down in Gran Turismo. I don't even know why I'm trying to put in a lap time here, because the game's not going to save it. So because this game's offline at the moment, everything I'm doing here, nothing's going to be saved in it. Even when I change the tuning settings on this car, nothing's going to be saved over to the game, because it's an online only game. So when the servers come back on, if the servers come back on in this game, who knows, with Polyphony Digital, nothing that I'm doing just now is going to be saved into the other game. The tuning's not going to be saved, none of these lap times are going to be saved. The game's basically invisible once the game comes back online. Thanks, just did that. Server's still down, but it's opening my single player games now. Oh, that's good. Yeah, so like obviously your PlayStation has it's cookies on it and stuff like that, and there's like temporary save data. So in order to get rid of that, you take the power cord out of the back of it, the PlayStation, shut it down safely first, and then pull the power cord out at the back and leave it off for over 10 minutes, and that'll get rid of the cookies and temporary save data and stuff. But yeah, this is a bucket list for me, to drive this car, in the Nordschleife one day. So if I ever come into money, this is what I'll do, get, too busy talking, went off the road, get an R33 and go to Nordschleife. Not just R33, but like an Escort Cosworth as well, or of course a Lamborghini, but you've got to be a multi-millionaire you have to take a Lambo to the Nordschleife, because if it crashes, there's no the tuners doesn't pay out on a racetrack. I suppose for the Skyline GTRs, you have to be a multi-millionaire as well. These cars are approaching £500,000 as well. These cars are getting into the into the super rare category where only multi-millionaires can afford them. Yo Angela, good to see you. I don't speak Portuguese, Brazilian, so I don't know what you're saying there. There's 7:45, that's a more respectable time. Yeah, this game's broken just now, Angela. Right, what's happening here? Alright, yeah, it normally gives you what, like over the 3 laps, it'll give you your best, yeah, the optimum time is 7:42.4. So that's, yeah, that's a 3.2 second advantage if I was to, get the optimum lap in there. Right, let's see if well, I don't think, yeah, it's still in offline mode. Yeah, so yeah, servers are still down, obviously. Yeah, so we'll see if we can we'll see if we can get any more information on it. I'll check their Twitter first. I'll check Polyphony Digital this time. Yeah, on the PlayStation website there's nothing about this game being broken. And they just tweeted 45 minutes ago as well. They're talking about Dragon's Dogma 2. So like they commented on the Grand Theft Auto 5 online an hour ago. Right, so there's no update. I'll have to translate that, Angela, because I can't speak Portuguese Brazilian. Yeah, I agree, Angela. You know, love is key. So, you know, and you know, Jesus is love. You know, God is love. So, you know, so God is everything. Yeah, I agree, Angela. You know, a man has to look after his women, 100%. Maybe Espana, laugh out loud. Well, I mean, Portuguese is just a form of Spanish, isn't it? Yes, I'm just trying to gather information about, you know, when this game's coming back online. You know, what's going on. Matthew Stagner, any idea how long service will be down? Well, the last time they broke the game, it was down for over a day and a half. So, and again, they never told us what the problem was, but in the end, they told us it was, you know, they had to shut the game down because there was a chance that everybody was going to lose their saved data. So I don't know if it's something similar this time around, but we'll find out. I mean, I'm googling it right now, but there's nothing coming up about it. You know, and I'm not surprised. You know, they've got a history of not being transparent with their customers. Yeah, I agree, Angela. You know, you should always give your women flowers, 100%. Yeah, so there's no information, you know, can't find any information about it online. Here, just give me a second, guys. I'm going to see if you can hear my voice over the replay of this car. hours, 36 minutes, 23 seconds is my bet. Okay, well, last time it went down it was off for over a day. Without an explanation, so I think it'll probably be a lot longer than that. Hopefully not, but you know, my guess is 27 hours. There's nothing coming up in PlayStation. Nothing coming up in anything here. You know, on PlayStation are updated within the last hour. Yeah, 52 minutes ago, an hour ago, 3 hours ago. So PlayStation are tweeting like mad. You know, 3 hours ago. So you know they're not giving us an update here. You know, and Gran Turismo's one of their #1 selling games. I believe it's Gran Turismo's their #1 selling game. You know, in their arsenal. Now, what does caught mean? I don't know what that means in the live chat there. Yeah, I can't find anything online about this. You know, so obviously the last time this happened, you know, it was down for a long time, and it's probably going to be the same this time because, you know, that's... I can't write here. Yeah, I've got a filter on. So, like, you know, when you have a YouTube channel, you have an option. Like, if you don't have people to moderate your channel, you know, you have an option for YouTube to, like, catch all of the swear words. Oh, right, yeah, again. So obviously you can beat the algorithm, you know, by putting something similar down without cussing. But yeah, so like obviously I don't have any moderators for my YouTube channel, so I just have YouTube, like they'll recognise like a bad website or you know, like a swear word or something like that, or something nasty, you know, like, you know, so like it'll get stopped. I was about to get the tuned streetcar world record at Norwich Life on GT7, kicked me out of time trial waiting until the game comes back on again. Yeah, what time were you aiming for, AMS? Kung Pao. Yeah, and what car were you driving? Yeah, I think, you know, Polyphony Digital should learn, you know, from the last time the game broke, you know, and obviously you know, as customers, you know, basically we basically got their game to a 2 out of 10 rating, you know, on Metacritic. You know, basically we destroyed them for the lack of transparency. You'd think they would learn this time round. Okay, we need to communicate with the customers a lot faster after what we did last time. You know, so you can see they've learned nothing. I mean, what, that's coming up, what, a couple of hours the game's down now. It's coming up in 2 hours the game's down and still no update from them. Alright, so AMS is saying later today he'll post it. Oh no, he's posted it now. The world record that I know of is a 5:45 in the GTR-SENNA 17. Post 1.31. Since the cars go slower, post 1.31. We reset the world record times, and I was going to beat it by some margin, but I'll try again. I know, it's just shocking, you know, you know, just how bad. It's like, it's just how bad this game is. I mean, like, somebody's going for a world record, the servers go down, we still, you know, almost 2 hours later we still don't have an explanation. Or if they were aware of it, you know, they didn't give anybody a heads up that there's going to be some sort of maintenance at least. Yeah, I'll see. So that's a 5:45. That's a really fast time. Yeah, my GTR-SENNA's not tuned though. I'll see what the old R33 can do. And do you have a YouTube channel, Kung Pao? Or is that Kung Po? Is it? Like, are you going to post that on your YouTube channel, that world record? Oh yeah, I can see you're a Nordschleife specialist. 5:37 in the Aventador. Oh, nice one. I'll have to check your Lamborghini tunes out. I'm a huge Lamborghini fan as well. Just check to see if there's any update. Yeah, still nothing. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, I'll see what the... I've got the Nismo GTR Nismo 2017 as well, but mine's not modified. Well, it was certainly not tuned anyway. You know, I'm old school, so like the... You know, the R33 is a much better... you know, much prefer the old school cars to the new school. Yeah, Enzo XMG saying can't play, is it normal? Yes, the servers are down, so, and there's, you know, coming up for 2 hours now, there's no explanation. So like, I'm googling it, you know, I'm on Twitter on their homepage, and you know, there's no explanation about what's happened. So other than just, I mean, obviously you can play another game, you know, but King saying there are days you lose. Yeah, wait, how do we do this again? Time trial. Yeah, so you can play the game. When are you going to come back? Well, nobody knows. The last time this game went down, you know, the game was down for over a day and a half. You know, it was just crazy, without an explanation. So I mean, who knows when it's going to come back online. You know, I would say probably it'll be about the same again in about a day, without an explanation. I've got a 536 with the Formula 1 car. I wasn't even trying with that. I've got a 615 with the Skyline. Yeah, so you can play the game in offline mode. Oh, hold on, I need to get into my Skyline. The R33 is probably my favourite GTR to drive tuned. It's a very nice car. The R35 Nismo can get a 541 at Nürburgring. Now, I was on a 41 and the R33 can get a 550 without the swap. So it's fast as well. Yeah, like obviously my generation that grew up with Gran Turismo 1 back in the 90s, you know, like the R33 has a special place in our heart because that was the hero car for that game. You know, so, you know, me and millions of other people of my generation that played Gran Turismo 1, you know, the R33 is part of our hearts, you know. It's but look at the price of them now. I mean, the Nismo 400R sold for over $2 million a couple of weeks ago. And there was a guy bidding on it, and he stopped bidding at about two million. So we don't actually know how much the car went for because you know, it was a secret between the auction and obviously the buyer that bought the Nismo 400R. And but that car sold for, you know, verified at over $2 million, and that's an old 90s R33 Skyline. That car's actually coming to Gran Turismo soon, because we know that it's funny that they data mine us and they got data mined by some computer hacker, so we know all of the cars that are coming. You know, we've had like 50 cars, well, we've had 40 odd cars now, and they were all verified by this hacker who hacked them. So we know that the Nismo 400R is coming because it's actually already on the disc. You know, we already have the car, but they're just drip feeding them out to us. So the Nismo 400R is coming. That'll be a car that could take the tune car Nordschleife record. But yeah, the Nismo 400R, that car is what's it called? Yeah, well, Angela, you know, I don't know who you are, so I mean, obviously that's some pretty big, you know, statements you're making there, you know. So you know, I don't know who you are or anything about you. So I mean, obviously I can't comment on anything that you're saying. so you know, like you know, I'm translating what you're saying, but you know, so I don't know what you mean by chewing gum. Oh, Shirality, hit that like button, people. Oh, thanks very much for that, Shirality. Isn't it crazy, Shirality? You know, we met over a year ago when the game first broke. Now it's broken again. Oh, you got another comment there. Yo, Wolfie, hope you're doing well, buddy. Yeah, I am. I'm obviously missing my, you know, my wee girl. You know, my dog died, Avari. So yeah. The fact Nordschleife, you know, is in any game is just amazing. You know, I've always been a huge fan of this track. Um, yeah, so AMS is saying in the live chat, played GT1 and GT2 for the first time a few months ago using a PS1 emulator on my computer. Those two are very fun games. I wouldn't have been hooked if I had a PS1 in my childhood for sure. Yeah, it was amazing. You know, back then, when Gran Turismo 1 came out, obviously the graphics by today's standards, you know, is hilariously bad. But back then that was very realistic. I mean, you could see the Nissan GTR badge in the front grille, you know, and that was just phenomenal back then. You know, the detail. I mean, obviously today it's laughable how bad the detail is. But back then, you know, in the 90s, you know, that was cutting edge graphics. You know, so like how they actually did it was, Shirality saying, "Oh no, not broken again, crikey, ain't been on for a while." Yeah, I think me and thousands of others were playing the game, and then we all got booted out. So I thought I'd make another live stream about it. You know, this is the second broken live stream I've done. But back then the R33 GTR, you know, that was their hero car for that game. And what they did with all of the cars in that game, they actually took toy models. So there was no like laser. Well, I suppose they laser scanned the toy models actually. But they didn't laser scan the actual cars in Gran Turismo 1. You know, the technology wasn't really there for it. So what they did was for the cars in the game, they bought toy models of them, and they laser scanned those, and that's the graphics that we had in the game. They were laser scanned toy versions, and I live 2 hours by car next to Nordschleife. Oh, King lives close to Nordschleife in real life. Have you ever driven the Nordschleife, King? Yeah, so obviously back then, you know, basically the graphics that we have for Gran Turismo today, you know, is phenomenal. You know, so back in the 90s, it was the same back then. It was like, you know, people were just like amazed at the graphic quality. Shirality saying, "Hello chat, didn't be shy, say hello, remember it, it's a community." Yeah, well, you know, some people just like to sit back and you know, and listen, or just read the comment section. You know, some people you know, are introverts. You know, I'm very much an extrovert, so you know, I'll talk all day, especially about cars. But hold on, I'm just going to put a coffee on. This game's still broken, so going to relax with a coffee. Then I'll time attack the Nordschleife with the old R33. We've got a Nordschleife specialist in the live chat. You know, he can do a 550, and that's a crazy fast time for a road car. Here, hold on guys, my mic's tangled up here. Give me 2 seconds, I'll be back. Yo guys, that's me back. So I'm just going to get a coffee. You know, I'm trying to see the updates. Yeah, King in the live chat saying first game with laser scan track. Yeah, I suppose it would have been. Yeah, I know. I remember, like, obviously playing Gran Turismo back in the day. You know, there was no internet back then, you know, in the night. Well, there was, but yeah, you know, it was dial up. It was very limited, and you know, I remember saying to my friends, you know, my brothers who I used to race with. Hold on, I'm just going to see if this is going to come back online. No, it's still offline. No surprise there. I remember saying to them back in the 90s, it was like, you know, if this is the you know, again, that was cutting edge graphics back, you know, over 25 years ago. You know, if this is how good the graphics are today, you know, you know, how close are they going to be to real life in the future? You know, and you know, and now we have you know, almost photorealistic graphics. You know, over 25 years later, you know, we're here now. Yeah, I'm playing Gran Turismo 7 offline. Actually, it's if you look up in the top left corner, it's still offline. So yeah, so the game's still broken. You know, where have we seen this before? It was actually funny. The last time the game broke, I got over 4 days. I got over 40,000 views in a live stream because, like, I was like ranting about, you know, how bad Gran Turismo is. You know, and pretty much 99% of people agreed with me. You know, Shirality was one of them. Well, no, in fact, Shirality was actually very in the middle, actually, about that. You know, he was like, yeah, the game's bad here, but it's good here. So actually, Shirality was actually one of the people who debated with us. You know, it's like, well, you know, it's bad at this point, but, you know, they'll try and fix it. You know, and but, you know, 99% of people agreed with us, and now, you know, a year and a bit later, you know, we're here again. You know, the game's broken. You know, Polyphony, you know, it's over 2 hours now. They haven't given us an update about what's going on. You know, I can't find anything online. You know, hopefully if somebody knows something, they can put it in the live chat. Yeah, and the paint, Shirality saying love the graphics, and also the paint shop. You know, in Shirality, he's a fantastic painter. You know, in real life and in this game. So, you know, I can't show you his you know, his storefront in the game just now because the game's offline. But you know, he's got some fantastic paint jobs in his storefront, and he's a fantastic painter in real life too. But you know, when I'm doing a paint job, or if I'm painting in Gran Turismo, one of the hardest things for me is to get the colour correct. So, like, you know, like, say Batman, you know, there's a certain yellow for his you know, Batman logo, or Superman, there's a certain blue and there's a certain red. So, like, I always struggled matching. You know, it sounds simple, but it's not. You know, it's like to try to, you know, when you're doing a replica of something that you're painting in the game, trying to match that painting, trying to match the colour of what you're painting is extremely difficult, and that's something that Shirality excels on. So, like, when you're getting like a Gulf paint job for your car in Gran Turismo, you'll see like hundreds of them, if not thousands of them, will pop up, and you'll see like different blues, and you're like, that's a totally, you know, it's way too dark, that's way too light. There's only like a few of those paint jobs that are actually similar, like you know, the Gulf colour, the Gulf livery. It's a special kind of like light blue, and it's a special orange. You know, it's like a very unique paint job, and it's very difficult to get right. So like when you're on Shiralities, you know, like somebody who knows how to paint in real life, you know, to replicate something. So, for example, if you go to Shirality's paint job, you'll always get the exact colour. So, like, the Gulf livery will be that unique blue and that unique orange. You know, so like that's one of the big things I noticed about, you know, Shirality's paintings. in the game. And in real life, you know, if you go to his YouTube channel, you can see he's a fantastic painter in real life as well. And you know, my favourite painter is Bob Ross. You know, the guy that painted you know, those I can't remember what type of paintings it was, but you know, he also like drew forests and, you know, unbelievable scenery. Well, you know, I drink on special occasions, Surreality. What's it? AMS is saying BS. What do you mean by that? AMS. Oh yeah. AMS is saying I would love to drive the track in real life and be a test driver or something like that at the Nordschleife. Would be the greatest job I could think of, laugh out loud. Yeah, I agree, AMS. Yeah, I don't know what you mean by BS though, or what you're referring to. But yeah, like back in the day, like as King was saying earlier, you know, this was the first laser track scan. First track in the video game was laser scanned, and like professional racing drivers would use Gran Turismo. Like Top Gear did a huge thing about it. You know, you know, the levels of realism at the time. You know, Jeremy Clarkson took a Honda NSX round Mazda Laguna Seca, and in Gran Turismo, and then he did it in real life, and the comparison was a lot closer than what you would think. AMS is saying I was saying BS to my second to last comment when I said we can't play single player in offline mode. All right. Yeah, so I'm going to make this coffee, and then I'm going to have to close the windows because we've got midges in Scotland. It's a form of a mosquito. You know, but it's really hot, so I've got my windows open. But I'm going to have to close them because now the sun's going down. You know, the midges are going to, you know, attack. Yeah, so it's very very warm in Scotland. So we're still offline. So that's not good. Shirley's are saying we have giant mayflies down here in the south of England. Horrible things. AMS is saying I live at the east coast of the United States, and the mosquitoes are everywhere, but it could be worse for sure. Yeah, you want to Google the Scottish midgie, right? So you're not going to believe this, but it's true. If you just Google it, they're tiny little things, like fleas. You know, smaller than fleas in fact. But when they bite you, their bite size is like, you know, I don't know. You know, it leaves a huge bite mark on you. You know, so it swells up against what's it called? You know, it swells up. You know, it creates a huge swelling. You know, so if you Google the Scottish midgie, I mean, like I'm really hot in my house just now. You know, and you know, but if I don't close those windows, the midges are going to come in, and I'll be eaten alive with them. You know, so they're tiny little, like flying flea type things, and but when they bite you, they leave a huge mark. You know, something like over 100 times their body size, the mark they leave. So I don't know if it's about the same size as a mosquito bite, but they leave huge bite, and there's millions of them. You know, in fact, there's billions of them. In fact, so they like if you Google a Scottish midgie, there's clouds of them. And you know, where I live, there's some trees beside us. So like now the sun's going down, they'll come out. Shirley is saying the midges are addicted to the iron brew. Do you know why it's called Iron Brew? Because there's iron in it. And iron's very good for you. So a lot of people don't realise that. But of course, the chemicals in there's the fizzy drink. So our juice that we have in Scotland is called Iron Brew. I think one of the Marvel movies with Thor in it. When he was in Scotland or something, he was drinking Iron Brew. So, but it's called Iron Brew because there's iron in it. Which is very healthy for you, but everything else in that tin of juice is extremely bad for you. It's well known in Scotland, if people knew what was in it, the chemicals, and nobody would ever drink it. It's so bad for you. But yeah, the midges. So already I've had a couple of bites. Even just talking about them, it's making us itch. So I've tried to be clever. I've got my kitchen window still open. So the window's next to me in my living room. You can actually see where I live on my YouTube channel. I've one of the most beautiful views in the world. So I put my my phone out the window, and I've got basically the Rocky Mountains in front of me. I'm surrounded by mountains and water. I live in an island. So if you go to my other videos on YouTube, you can actually see where I live on my YouTube channel. And so those two windows are closed, but I left the kitchen window open. So hopefully they won't come in that window. But yeah, the first time this game went down, just over a year ago, I got I think my live stream was the most popular one. I was the only one that dared talk about, how to rant about the game. Obviously all the paid shills, the ones that work for Gran Turismo, that work for Polyphony Digital, they were very much in damage control for the game, but then, us small YouTubers, the ones that were all telling the truth about the game, how bad it is, we got, but anyway, I got 40,000 views over 4 days, and then my video got copyrighted. Well, the first live stream I did, it got taken down, so I don't know, I was out walking the dogs at the time. My dog unfortunately died now, and the other dog that I was looking after is now back with my friend, but at the time I had to go walk my friend's dog, and when I came back in, the live stream had ended, Gran Turismo had ended, so there was 4 times I had to restart the live stream, and once it was taken down by them, and then 3 other ones I did myself, and I was like, look, I've got to go walk the dogs, and it's 40,000 views over 4 days. Does anyone know why Gran Turismo 7 is down? Thomas is saying, and no, nobody knows. I'm constantly scouring the internet for an update, and there's nothing coming up. But the last time this happened, Thomas, as I was saying, was over a year ago, and we didn't get an update about what happened until 2 days later or something like that, or even longer than that. The game was down for a day and a half. Without any communication at all from PlayStation, from Gran Turismo, from Polyphony Digital, nothing. So who knows what's going on? It's an offline mode up here, so I'm periodically checking to see if it'll come back online. But it's still offline, and it'll be down for probably another day again. If history's anything to go by. But back in, I think I had the most popular live stream when the game went down, over a year ago, and that was with me, with them taking the live stream down, and then with me taking the live stream down 3 times, and it was still the most popular one, and in that live stream, we actually had somebody in the comment section saying, Shirley saying Polyphony forgot to pay the electricity bill. Yeah, well, we actually had somebody in the live chat who clearly had some inside baseball, that clearly had inside knowledge, and he said the game's down because there's a chance that all saved data is going to be lost, and it's a really, really bad situation. So like everybody in the live chat section was harassing this guy, saying, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. How'd you back up your claims?" But I remember saying, I've actually still got that live stream. I think it's got 19,000 views in it, but it's been copyrighted. So I can post that live stream up just now, and you can all see it. It's what I'm saying is, we can go back in time now. I probably will release that live stream again, sometime in the future, but it's got copyright on it, because I played the intro movie, so I got copyrighted for playing the intro movie to Gran Turismo 7. Thomas is saying, is this a regular thing? I'm new to Turismo. Yeah, it's not that regular. I mean, the last time it happened this bad was over a year ago. So no, it's not a regular thing, Thomas. But it's going to be interesting to see. But the point I was making was, somebody in our live chat over a year ago had inside baseball. They genuinely did. But I remember everybody was saying, "Oh, how do you know that our data's in question?" So like obviously. Like I defended this guy. It's like, well, maybe this guy is telling the truth. Like there's a 90% chance he was probably making it up. But I says just leave this guy alone. He's entitled to his opinion, but I hope he's wrong. Because obviously the claim he was making was huge. Everybody's safe data was in jeopardy. Turned out that guy was right. Turned out that guy did have inside baseball. Turned out that guy was exactly correct in what he was saying. So he's got some connection to Polyphony Digital. And again, I've got that live stream still on my YouTube channel, but I've not made it public again because it's got a copyright on it. Yeah. I mean, it's still there, Shelly. So out of that, the last time this game broke. There was I had 4 big live streams, and every one of them went viral. They deleted one of them, and I deleted 3 of them. No, I deleted 2 of them, and I kept the biggest one up, the most popular one up, and and even YouTube shared that live stream onto like I think a Gran Turismo, some sort of Gran Turismo link. And like I got like 10,000 views like almost immediately when that happened, but I pulled it down because I got copyrighted. But the point I'm making is that guy, everybody in the comment section, including me, I was like, that guy probably he's making a huge claim, he's probably making it up, but I'm going to give the guy, I'm going to give the guy his opinion. Turned out that guy was right, and we can look back now. Polyphony Digital said, look, we had to prolong. The reason the game was down for almost 2 days was because there was a chance that people, exactly what that guy said in the live chat, and everybody thought he was lying. I'm not going to say I thought he was lying. I mean, I clearly defended the guy in the live chat, and I says I hope he's wrong. But the guy was right, and so that was what happened the first time. Obviously we don't have our save games; it's all on their server, and there was a chance it was all going to get lost. So they had to stop the game for 2 days almost and fix it. So maybe it's the same kind of thing this year. Maybe our safe data is in jeopardy again, and they're having to take drastic measures to secure it, but it's all speculation just now. Thomas is asking how long's GT7 been out for. It's been out since March of last year, so that's a year and a couple of months. So it's been out for just over a year. And this is the big. This is the second big catastrophe it's had. So what we know from history is. Offline is saying I think the servers are online again. No, they're still offline. Look, they're still offline. If it was online again, it wouldn't be saying offline up here. And I can't get into my page, so the servers are still offline. Let's see if there's an update on Twitter or anything. Oh, Thomas is saying he bought it last week. Well, if you want someone to race with, Thomas, I'll put my gamer tag in here. GTR-SENNA. Wait, hold on. Where's the dash? Wait, hold on, I'll just put in the minus. Yeah, that's my gamer tag, Thomas. If you want someone to race with, same with you, AMS Kung Pao. He's actually saying one update 1.07 messed the game up. Not sure what's happening now. Yeah, they've changed the physics I know of at least 4 times, and I think in the last update they changed the physics again where the cars get more air time. The cars go really light at the front now and get more air. So but they didn't tell anybody that. That must have been under the other section. Here, hold on, I need to catch up with the messages. AMS Kung Pao also said it only happened once so far when they released 1.07. This time the game servers shut down out of nowhere, so it's a slightly different situation. These are the only 2 occurrences of this. Yeah, AMS Kung Pao is correct there. Yeah, Shirality is saying Sony too tight-fisted to buy proper servers. Yeah, that's for sure. That's completely accurate. But they want you to buy microtransactions. Yeah, they're now a multi-billion. Well, they're already a billion-dollar company, but now they're a multi-billion-dollar company with the microtransactions. I don't know how many billions that they've made from those microtransactions. But yeah, what EMS is saying there. The last time this happened, it broke with an update. So they updated the game and they broke the game with the update. This time slightly different. This time it's just broken out of nowhere. This time the game has been broken, but it's just come as AMS said, it's come out of nowhere. So the first time the game got broke, they broke it with an update themselves. This time the game is broken through some other means. So AMS is correct there. But regardless of that, regardless of what caused the game to be broken, this is now the second time it's been broken.